What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Final Whistle First Down. Steelers only show. We're going to be talking some Steelers ball today, Nate. It was a bad week to be a Pittsburgh Steelers. I can't lie. It was sickening. Steelers fall to the Seattle Seahawks 31-17 is your final score. What the hell happened is my question. I mean, like, the offense looked amazing against the Jets, but I guess we got a false hope because it's the Jets. And then first home game in Pittsburgh against Seattle. Aaron Rodgers, 18 for 33, 203 passing yards, 1 touchdown, and 2 interceptions. One, not really his fault, kind of his fault. The other one was his fault. We got to break this down because this was just a bad game for the Pittsburgh Steelers. The defense, this is the highest paid defense in the league, Nate. It is.
Mm-hmm.
It's the best defense in the league. A lot of people were saying before the season, and now it's a crapshoot. No one. I mean, this defense it's paper mache, right?
Yep.
So what is going down in Pittsburgh? We have to break this down. Where do we start with this game?
Well, I was at the game. I got free tickets from work. It was really cool. I won a giveaway.
Yeah.
And I wanted to barf like Peyton Wilson did on the field because it was disgusting to watch what I watched. It was horrible football all around. They were outplayed on all phases of the ball. The only bright spot of the Pittsburgh Steelers on Sunday was probably Jaylen Warren, who didn't have the best running game. He only put up 48 yards and 14 carries, but he had that 65-yard running after the catch type of thing. Like, the way the Steelers gained yards was yards after contact. And Jaylen Warren, your RB1, is your leading wide receiver with 86 yards. So he is not going to get any slack from me during this episode. And I'm loving to see that a lot of Steelers fans are kind of the same right now, Warren, because he does not deserve any sort of criticism this week. He is off the board. Rodgers, you brought up his picks. I don't really care about his picks because the one was messed up by Calvin Austin. It was a wide open touchdown in the corner of the end zone. It was supposed to be Pat Freiermuth, but Austin just came in, dove in front of him. The second one, garbage time. They were going to lose anyway. You're just trying to get down the field. I could care less about that. I'm more concerned about the offensive line being garbage right now. I am more concerned about the drops that we're seeing from DK Metcalf. He did have a touchdown, a whopping 3-yarder. And it's just the drops. The drops have been bad. I'm not really expecting that a lot from DK Metcalf, but we've seen a couple big drops in these first 2 weeks. Now, we bring up the O-line. You can't do anything with Aaron Rodgers. We saw at the end of the game, he's holding his wrist. Bruh, he's going to be hurt by week 5 at this rate. Broderick Jones cannot block on a run. He can block better when it comes to passing, but whenever he does that, the rest of the O-line just kind of falls apart. And we thought it would be better whenever he goes back to his natural position with Fautanu. And it's funny enough, I'm not the most mad at Broderick or the O-line this week. I'm more mad at the defense and the coaching this week. The defense, abysmal. It is horrible. This is back-to-back weeks where they have allowed a running back from a subpar team, the Jets and the Seahawks, to have over 100 yards. Kenneth Walker with 105. And the most abysmal part was the 3rd and 19 from the goal line on a 3rd and goal. Seahawks are playing for a field goal, Danny, and Kenneth Walker just runs it in for a 20-yard touchdown to basically put the icing on the cake. It was horrible.
I agree. The Pittsburgh Steelers, they can't stop a damn nosebleed, Nate.
It was abysmal.
It's pathetic. And Kenneth Walker having 105 rushing yards. If you look at what Kenneth Walker did week 1, the dude stopped. Like, people were talking
about that.
Like Zach Charbonnet. Yeah, we talked about it. Like, Zach Charbonnet is going to be the guy in this offense. But no, we let little Kenneth Walker, K9, who can't get a first down, their first they played. And he runs all over the Pittsburgh Steelers. How does this happen? I mean, we have the best D-line in football, right? I feel like that's not really a debate, but it is now because the Browns have been better on the D-line and the Giants have been amazing on the D-line. But, I mean, I know we still don't who's still hurt?
Deshaun Elliott.
What's his name? I'm blanking on it. Right.
Deshaun Elliott, Derek Harmon.
Derek Harmon is who I'm trying to say. Well, hopefully when Derek Harmon gets back, like he's good, because the Pittsburgh Steelers first round picks, we have not hit on a first round pick in a while. We just had like Devin Bush, TJ Watt was a great one, but besides that, it's been flat out terrible. The Steelers, Omar Khan came into this organization and drafted really well the first couple times. Now it's been bad, Nate.
And the defensive line, abysmal. Keanu Benton has taken a step backwards. And he looked pretty good last year, and he has not looked like what he did. Cam Hayward's been okay, but like not what Cam Hayward has been. He had the pass deflection that led to the Herbig interception. That was really cool. But other than that, it's like where YA Black, he's going to get a lot more playing time. I'm intrigued by him. Like he's this year's draft pick, so I'm not going to put so much slack on him. But it's like Benton's now year 3, if I'm not mistaken. I want to see more out of him. We're seeing more out of Nick Herbig. He's looked like one of the better draft picks of the last couple of years. But this entire defense is Mike Tomlin, and I go on these rants about Mike Tomlin. You already know my thoughts on him. Here's the thing. This is Mike Tomlin's historic defense, Danny. His quote-unquote historic defense. It's historic, all right. This is back-to-back games, the first time since he's been coach to allow 30 points to 2 subpar football teams. He let Justin Fields throw all over him. Sam Darnold was dicing up the defensive backfield. I know Ramsey had the pick, but the rest of the game, Jalen Ramsey was getting burnt, especially at the end on that last catch by Njigba. The interception was cool, but Ramsey did not have a great game. You could not be letting Sam Darnold, who had 2 interceptions, average 8.9 a throw. You cannot let that happen. Sam Darnold, we were like, oh, he's not going to be that good. Sam Darnold won this game with a 46.7 QBR. That's it. Sam Darnold threw for 295. And I'm tired also about the Cooper Kupp is washed allegations. This dude was popping off all game long. He was open every single third and long right up the middle because the linebackers have been hot garbage as well. Where's Patrick Queen? Peyton Wilson in year 2 has not looked that good. He can't really defend the run well. He takes the wrong corners. He can only defend the pass. Cooper Kupp, 7 of 90 on 9 targets. I'm tired of the Cooper Kupp is washed allegations because this guy can still ball. He had a bad first week, and he just diced up a quote-unquote great Steelers backfield. And here's my thoughts on Tomlin right now. And I'm tired of seeing on social media, I see, fire Terrell Austin, fire Pat Meyer. Who's the guy that hired them? Who's the guy that won't fire them? And that is why nothing will change, Danny, until a certain head coach is gone. Like, you know my thoughts. I know you don't agree, but nothing will change until Mike Tomlin is gone. And I understand it's only one loss.
Tomlin doesn't tackle. It's not Tomlin tackling out there. It's not Tomlin blowing coverage. It's not his fault. That is intense.
He built the team. He hired the coaches. He hired them all and won't fire them. Oh, my goodness. See, this is what the Steelers do to a man. They break you from the inside. And this is the thing about Tomlin defenders I can't understand. The winning seasons, I'm tired of them because we don't win it when it matters.
Okay, but then do you want to – you just want to lose? You want to be the Giants for 3 years? And
so he can get fired? Yes, I'm tired of mediocrity.
Then switch teams. Like, I don't know what you want because the Pittsburgh Steelers, we don't lose. I don't want to have 5 years of my life or watch a terrible football team, a terrible baseball team, and a subpar basketball team. The Pittsburgh Steelers win football games. They go to the playoffs. They make me happy. They win games. They lose games. But you're wrong in this aspect because
9-8 Super Bowl.
Cool. We at least we're there. We know we're not going to win a Super Bowl. Like, firing Tomlin would only set us back way more. My thing is, you fire Mike Tomlin, who do you hire? There's not
someone outside the organization. You have to find
no one's
someone.
Better. There's not a better coach. There is not one coach in that is a quote unquote free agent right now that's with a team in college that is just sitting on their couch waiting for a job that could sniff Mike Tomlin's jockstrap. Not
And
one.
that's why you have to find someone. It's someone new. You have to pluck them away out of a college or another coaching staff that is a coordinator. Look at what happened with the Lions. Their coaches weren't going to be free agents, but both of their coordinators left to become head coaches. That is why. Like Nicholas says in the chat, Neighbors and Dart have future promise. Steelers don't have anything like that on the offensive side. They're getting old because Mike Tomlin, in my honest opinion, is fine with just being good enough and not wanting to change a thing. How long did we have to wait for Matt Canada to be fired? How long did Mike Tomlin stick through that? Forever.
A year and a half.
Forever. It never ended. And now I go on social media and I see like I saw a post says retweet this if Terrell Austin and Pat Meyer, who are the offensive line and defensive coordinators, should be fired. And everyone in the comments is like, what about the guy who hired them and won't fire them? It's Mike Tomlin's decisions. And Mike Tomlin's still calling the defense. It's his defense. And they don't do anything. I am tired of this team not being prepared and looking like crap at home in their home opener to fans that paid hundreds of thousands of dollars for these stupid tickets. And I'm thankful mine were free because I looked at my section. They were like $500 on Ticketmaster. I'm like, this is craziness. But that's another story. But I'm tired of seeing the scapegoats. This is the equivalent of like the Pirates this year. They finally fired their manager, thank goodness. But it was the scapegoat for the GM, Ben Charrington, who's like, oh, I'll fire the manager, make everyone happy. These are all of Mike Tomlin's little scapegoats. Pat Meyer, Terrell Austin, and honestly, Matt Canada sucked, but he was a scapegoat as well because Tomlin's to blame for the offense as well because he helped build it. That's my frustrations with Mike Tomlin right now. I want a change. Mike Tomlin has been the head coach since basically my entire education. He became head coach before I entered kindergarten. So and I understand what you think about like the whole who's it going to be. Well, that's the thing about our generation of Steelers fans. We haven't known anything else. We haven't known anything other than Mike Tomlin. We haven't known anything basically other than Big Ben, honestly. So that is why it is time for change. And who knows? If another coach comes in here, it could be good. Mike Tomlin, I want you to I hate this argument too, but I understand where people are coming from. Look at what's Mike Tomlin's coaching tree? What coach has Mike Tomlin produced or brought into the league that has gone out to get another job? That's something that people bring up. And Mike Tomlin had the argument to fire Brian Flores, who people were like, oh, now you should be the defensive coordinator. Nope. He fired him, and now we have Terrell Austin. So that's my Nicholas says he missed the Nathan rants. That's my Mike Tomlin rant number 1 of the year. What a game. And I'm more frustrated because I was at the game. So that's why I'm more upset, because I was like, I wasted my Sunday afternoon watching that crap. Sorry for the long tangent.
I mean, like I first of all, my service is terrible, so I don't need. You're like cutting out for me, but you're probably not cutting out for everyone at home. I can't even look stuff up right now, so I was trying to look up some stuff. I can't do it, but I mean, let's get back into the game. I guess. I guess everyone knows our opinions on Tomlin. We are split down the middle. I mean, we're on the farthest ends. I'm a Tomlin truther. Like I love Mike Tomlin. You think that he should be, sent on a ship to Saudi Arabia next week.
Yes.
Like you hate Mike Tomlin.
I'm done.
I disagree with that. I love Tomlin. But I do want to talk about what this Rodgers game. I mean, he looked amazing at the Jets, but do you think he just saved up all his quote unquote magic powers for just to beat the Jets because, they were mean to him?
No,
that's kind of what I'm thinking. It's like, Rodgers was just like, I'm just going to take everything I have to beat the Jets. And then after that, all right, now I'm cool. And then when he plays the Packers, it's going to be the same thing. But the Packers are damn good. We're definitely not. There's no way we win that game.
I don't think so because the offense just couldn't get anything going. Like the play calling was completely different than the Jets game. Look how many short passes. They weren't even going deep downfield. Yes. The only times we saw him go deep downfield was the drop by Pat Freiermuth on the first drive. And that's basically all I can remember from that experience. That's it. They were doing a bunch of short passes, and I'm like, Kenneth Gainwell, congratulations, you're the new Cordero Patterson. I'm tired of that too. That's all we've seen these first 2 weeks. I'm more so worried about the defensive side of the ball because Aaron Rodgers, I will say, did not play a great game. It was definitely worse than the Jets one. but like you had multiple drops. You had Jalen Warren as your leading wide receiver, and he only was able to get that big chunk because he kept breaking tackles on a short little dump pass. You have to call Arthur Smith did not have a great game on the offensive side of the ball. I guess I forgot two players that I'm fine with not slandering today. I had Jalen Warren and then also Chris Boswell and Corliss Waitman, the kicker and punter. Those are the three that had good football games. That's about it. Like,
I think we got to talk about the elephant in the room in this game. Why did we lose this game? Well, there's one reason. It was a kickoff after. Was it a punt or was it a kickoff?
It was a kickoff. It was a kickoff after a field goal, I think.
Ball bounces in the end zone or before the end zone, and Caleb Johnson, the rookie, clearly touches the ball, and then just watches it go over his head and jogs to the sideline. Like, oh, like that's fine. Like it's cool. I've like literally that play has to be on par with Gunnar Olszewski toe tapping the kickoff in the 1 yard line when it was going out of bounds. It's literally has to be on par with that. How, like, Caleb Johnson was the kick returner at Iowa. I just don't understand how you can touch the ball. Like these guys have to know in the NFL that this is not the 50s anymore, where you can maybe touch the ball and the officials might not see it. Everything has slow mo replay. Like, you can't sneeze in a game without them seeing it. So why did he think he was going to get away with that and just walk to the sidelines and then it goes out of it ends up in a touchdown? Like he acted like he didn't touch it. Like, you touched it. That, like Nicholas said, bro, acted like he didn't touch it. He knows he touched it, and then he just like doesn't care. Like, how? Especially as a rookie, where you have to earn everything. You're the running back 3 in this offense right now. Like, you might just not get snaps now because of your lack of effort there. That lost us the game. I mean, you can say what you want. That lost us the game. That sucked every ounce of life out of the Steelers. I mean, it was disgusting. That to me is one of the worst. I was like, wasn't even mad. I was like in shock. Like, what did I just watch? I don't know. I can't believe it. I got to hear what you got to say about that play.
So I don't think that was the only reason the Steelers lost this game, but it was a heavy reason why they lost this game, because it had a momentum swing. Because, like I said, the big reason why they lost this game was the defense being putrid. But this had a momentum swing. It easily did. It happened actually. My corner of the end zone where I was sitting had to deal with this and then the interception by the Calvin Austin pick. So that was a cursed end zone, cursed corner I was in. It was great. My favorite part about this, like Nicholas said, bro, acted like he didn't touch it. My favorite part was when Caleb Johnson started jogging away, like to the sideline. Also, who else on the Steelers went up to go try to get it? The entire special teams, in Johnson mainly, but the entire rest of the special teams who was back there just jogged off the field. Good on the Seahawks for being on the ball and actually paying attention. And like, I don't want to get on another Tomlin rant, but this is where I talk about preparedness and playing players out of position. Caleb Johnson's not a kick returner in the NFL. He's not even a really fast running back. You're playing one of your slower backs. This is like playing Najee Harris at the kick returner, Danny. It's the exact same thing. And I agree.
I totally agree. He's a worse Najee Harris. Caleb Johnson's a worse Najee Harris.
You are playing Najee Harris at kick returner with Caleb Johnson. I like the potential Caleb Johnson has, but so far in the preseason and in these first 2 games, it hasn't been all that. And it kind of sucks to see. He was a pretty solid running back at Iowa, but at the same time, this is the NFL now, and he's going to be taken off of kick returns. And I know Big Ben said on his podcast today, I was listening to it, he thinks this could be a thing where we don't see Johnson for a while. Like, I could totally see that. If Mike Tomlin has the balls to make a change, make a stand. Do something. Bench the guy. Don't just take him out of position, bench him a few games, because that was a momentum swing. Like I said, this has to be a teaching moment for this young player. He was just drafted this year. You're going to be making mistakes. That's a mistake you can't be making in the NFL. This reminds me of the Will Craig play with the Pittsburgh Pirates, where we got in a rundown from first base to home, and the Cubs scored almost 3 runners on the play. Now Will Craig's not even in professional baseball anymore, right? To go away to Japan or Korea. This is literally the Steelers' version of that, it seems. Like you said, the Gunnar Olszewski toe tap, this is basically that. This is worse, I think. It was embarrassing. And honestly, good on the Seahawks for being hyped up. Good on the Seahawks for being aware, because this happened, I think, shortly after Renegade was playing. I don't know if you saw the clips. My hot take is Renegade needs retired, because every time I'm there, it never works. And I'm looking at the Seahawks sidelines. They're hyping themselves up with towels themselves. The Seahawks looked more alive this entire game. The Steelers looked dead on the inside. They knew, like, they went into this knowing it looked like it was going to be bad. And that can't be happening. So Caleb Johnson probably needs benched at least a few games. He's going to be out of the kick returner role. I think this needs to be used as a learning moment for him. And this was a horrible day for the special teams. Not Boswell, not Waitman, the kicker and punter. They're fine. Not a good day for Danny Smith's crew. I know they had the missed field goal the Seahawks had, but this was not a good day for Danny Smith to be chewing his bubble gum on the sidelines. It looked awful. It was horrendous. It was horrendous on all sides of the field, and I think we can all agree on that. Coaching, offense, and defense, special teams minus Boswell, Waitman, and then offense minus Warren. That's kind of where I am with this game. It was horrible. It was a well-deserved loss and a well-deserved win for the Seahawks. They balled out. Danny?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay,
sorry,
you're good.
My whole thing's cutting
You're
out.
good.
I don't
You're
know
good.
when you're talking. What's up? Did you ask me something?
No, I'm done with my little tangent. You're good.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I mean, yeah, nothing's loading for me, so I have no stats right now. I'm trying to get on my hotspot right now. It's just not working. But yeah, this is the worst. This sucks. I guess when I look at this game, this was one that, you know, you got a hard schedule. You had to have this one. I think you had to have this one, and they didn't. So where does that leave them? I don't know. Again, your schedule just got easier, right? Joe Burrow is out for the season, basically 3 months. So like that makes your schedule easier. Obviously, I mean, it's obvious. You should beat the Bengals twice. You should beat the Browns twice. So you have, in theory, 4 wins. In theory, those 2 teams stink. You might fall to the Ravens twice. They're probably the best team in the AFC right now, the Baltimore Ravens. But like, you should be a 2-0 football team right now. And I felt like Aaron Rodgers didn't care in this game. I felt like he was beating the Jets to him was his Super Bowl. Like he saw, okay, the Steelers play the Jets week 1. All right, bet I'll go to the Steelers. Oh, they play the Packers. Bet I'll go to the Steelers, and then that's it. Like I feel like he doesn't. I feel like he knows he can't win a Super Bowl here, and he's way too comfortable with that. If you kind of know what I mean here, I don't think that this team feels like they want to win. And I'm a Steelers diehard. I'm biased. I'll be biased on this show. But like Nate, I think the biggest question I have is this defense. And I know you want to blame Tomlin for it. TJ Watt has been, when's the last time this guy's had a sack? I mean, he gets pressure in the backfield, sure. But this was the guy who was the best pass rusher in the NFL for a while. And Nate, I'm ready to give it to another guy in the AFC North. And I don't want to, but I'm there. I never thought I'd get there, but I'm there. I don't know.
Before we end today, I want to go back to what you said about Rodgers. I kind of disagree with that he doesn't care aspect. Just because of this, I was at the game after the interception in the end zone. He was ratting out Calvin. Like, he was frustrated. Like, you could tell Aaron Rodgers was basically pissed off because he was like, oh, that should have been a touchdown. What are you doing? He's like doing this with his hands. He's like, what are you doing? And there was like confusion, I guess, with a lot of plays because it didn't seem like receivers knew where they were going. So that also needs addressed. I think Rodgers does care because Rodgers is still chucking footballs in garbage time. So I think he's fine. And that's coming from a Rodgers hater. And you know my thoughts about Rodgers. I could tell he was pissed off all game. Like he was like, nothing is working. What are we doing? The Seahawks are playing. They were without Witherspoon, I think. One of their best defensive backs.
Yeah.
They couldn't do anything. Like no one could get open. No one. Like I knew what type of game it was going to be when we saw the Pat Freiermuth drop deep down the field in the corner of the end zone. Well, before the end zone, around the 5-10 yard line. That should have been a catch. That was a good football. That was a good ball thrown by Rodgers. And I could tell right when Rodgers threw that pick where Calvin Austin got in the way. No, like love Calvin Austin, but he got in the way of a Pat Freiermuth touchdown. Hit off his hands. Rodgers was pissed off. And that shows me he still cares. And I like that. And you brought up the Bengals are going to be without Burrow. That's cool. The Vikings just lost J.J. McCarthy, but I don't know how much of a loss that really is. J.J. McCarthy, I still like him. I'm a Michigan guy, but like I don't know if it's going to work with the Vikings. Carson Wentz in Ireland. That's going to be something. Carson Wentz is, I think, a reliable backup. I trust Carson.
It's going to be the worst game ever. If I was not a Steelers fan, you couldn't pay me to watch that game, mate.
Yeah, so you got him. You'll have Joe Flacco. So these next couple games, if I'm thinking right, it's going to be Drake May.
It should be free wins.
It's Drake May, Carson Wentz, Joe Flacco, and Jake Browning.
Sucks the most. I mean,
what's their record in those 4 games?
You should be 5-1.
Based off what we just saw, I could totally see us losing 2 of those.
I could see us losing all of them, mate. I mean,
yeah, basically.
What do we got to do? I mean, you just know that a guy like Carson Wentz is going to carve up our defense, and we're going to be like, oh. I mean, these are teams that are injured, and this is a Mickey Mouse schedule right now. The NFL has gifted us 9-8 on the most clear platter of all time. Yep. And Mike Tomlin sitting there with a fork. He's like, oh, let's go 9-8, bang. And listen, I said that our ceiling this year was 12 wins, and with Burrow out again, I'm not happy Burrow's out. But that should be 2 free wins. The Browns should be 2 free wins. We're always going to split with the Ravens. You're playing Carson Wentz. You're playing, the teams that just suck, flat out suck. Do we play the Bills this year?
Yes, at the end of the year. That's going to be a loss.
That's a loss. I forget who else we play, but
the Dolphins should be a win. The Dolphins
are a win. Tua sucks. Like I talked about it on the regular show yesterday. Tua sucks, Nate.
They look bad.
Again, this Steelers, man, they got to figure out the defense because we played Nate. We didn't get a stop. When's the last time that's happened? Brennan is. I also cannot pull up Nicholas's comment. Oh, I have live. I don't know. Or not. I can't do anything. I pulled up lag. Am I here? Can you hear me?
You turned into a robot for a brief couple seconds.
Am I here?
You're here now.
What about now?
You're here.
I'm good to go?
Yeah,
Sorry.
Of. Yeah,
Nicholas, 12 wins is pure delusion. If you look at the schedule, Nicholas, it's not. It really is not. Now, obviously, I said that's a ceiling. I didn't say we're going to win 12 wins. I think we win 10 games. Maybe you can get 2 out of there. Let's look at the schedule again. Patriots is probably a win, right? Vikings is a win with Carson Wentz. Browns is a win. Bengals is a win. Packers is a loss. I'd say right now Colts are a loss. Chargers are a loss. So what's that? 1, 2. What do we have?
That Packers, Colts, Chargers little stretch 4, I thought is 5. The most important of the season.
5 wins. You beat the Bengals again. That's 6. You beat the Bears. That's 7. Lose to the Bills, Ravens. You beat the Dolphins. That's 8. You beat the Browns. That's 9. And you're going to flip with the Ravens. That's 10. And then you could win another game. The Steelers can beat the Cardinals. They can beat the Chargers. They can beat the Colts. They're not beating the Packers. They're not sweeping the Ravens. And they're not beating the Bills.
That Packers, Colts, Chargers stretch.
But they're going to beat one of those teams that they shouldn't beat. Like it's possible for it to happen. I'm not saying that it's gonna happen. That was the ceiling, you know.
The Packers, Colts, Chargers stretch I've been preaching all offseason in our predictions. That's the most important stretch for this team. They have to win at least 2 of those 3, I think. Before we end, because I know you do have to go, I know the big news, Alex Highsmith's out. He got hurt. So hopefully he's not on the IR. That's good. And I'm hoping Deshaun Elliott's hopefully back this week, if not next week. Same with Derek Harmon. Patrick Queen had a rib issue, so hopefully he's going to be fine. The big loss on the defense is Alex Highsmith. So as we'll talk about in the preview, if you're on it, if it's just me, I'll talk about it. The big issue is going to be with this defense. They could have some more holes with some of these injuries, especially Highsmith. Highsmith's a guy I really like, but he gets hurt a lot. And that's an issue with Alex Highsmith. It's the gamble of knowing he can be good, which he is good, but he has a lot of injury issues. So that was the issue. That's the kind of the 50-50 split contract, your chance you're taking with that contract. But yeah, Alex Highsmith's probably the biggest loss of this game, along with Patrick Queen, even though he hasn't really been the greatest since he's signed with the Steelers. But yeah, Danny, you got anything else to add before we move on or end this?
I do not. Everything's going down for me. My AirPods just died. I have no connection, and I feel like I'm streaming from Mars right now. The AirPods not connected either. So I don't know. The Steelers need to figure it out. And so do I guess. But yeah, I guess I probably not gonna be able to do the preview, but yeah, this is the recap. And yeah, that's gonna be it.
If Danny's not on for preview, I'll have a preview uploaded for the Steelers Patriots.
We're trying to work in everything to the schedule.
We're trying to figure out schedule. Danny's up at Syracuse. I'm going to be starting a new job, so it's going to be interesting how we do this. So Steelers, we're going to post the previews on the YouTube channel. They're not going to be live. Not going
to be live. That's going to be
we're trying to boost some viewership, boost some subscribers. So the preview. It sounds like you won't be available for that, so it's probably just going to be me this week. Let's aim to have the previews. It's either going to be Thursday or Friday, probably maybe Thursday or maybe tomorrow, honestly, if I'm free or not. If anything, Friday will be up before the weekend. I'll be talking Patriots, Steelers, injury report, what both teams do to win, and Drake May versus Aaron Rodgers is going to be cinema. But yeah, fun time. Hopefully they get a win. Hopefully they bounce back. I think Big Ben said it perfectly on his pod, Danny. He thinks that he switched his loss to a win because he thinks they're going to be playing pissed off. I hope that's the case. So, yeah, that's all I have today.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for everyone tuning in to the Pittsburgh Steelers Final Whistle First Down. We'll see you guys next time. Make sure to tune in to the channel.
Uh-oh. Danny froze again. Right at the tune in. Uh-oh.
Am I back?
You froze right when you said tune in.
Yeah,
tune in to the robot outro.
Yeah. Tune into the YouTube channel where Nate's gonna have the preview for the Patriots game. But
turn on notifications.
Before I freeze again, that's gonna do it from us today. Thank you for everyone for tuning in. Thanks, Nicholas, for commenting, and we'll see you guys.
Yep, here we go.
See you next time.